path of experiences based on challenges as well as wonderful things that have happened. And as we go along, what's happening in this world at this point is that there is more of a struggle it's almost like a chick coming out of the egg, is the fact that we are struggling to be one. I don't know how many of you are working in that concept or see that happening, is that there are lots of entities who are working toward the one concept, which is delightful. I could not be happier. I never say that anymore. I couldn't be anything because miracles happen all the time. So at any point, this one concept is really beautiful. And those that look at the thought that there really is only one reality, the only one reality is yours. The only one reality is yours. And we all know that because that's who we are. And what is happening right now is the only one that really actually matters to us because it's our motivation of what we do. Once we realize there's only one reality, when we create an open mind to let other people into that reality, things begin to change. They change dramatically with an open mind. And I love the concept that my friend Nancy Matthews has brought to the world. And she is in Florida and has her own women's group. She says that when you go to a conversation of a new person or anyone, literally, with the concept of, are they the one? Are they the one? Are they the one? Look at what your mind does. You're curious. You want to find out. Is there going to be a collaboration? Is there going to be something we can do together? Instead of, I'm here to tell them what I do. No. So the open mind is what starts the conversation of listening so that we can become one. Now, if there's no open mind, and in fact, if there's judgment on what people are doing, which is what we all do is judge, but the point is how well you control that judgment. If there's always judgment, therefore you have a closed mind. You're not open to learning. And I've always thought that there will be peace and there will not be fear when we try to understand. Once you understand where someone's coming from, then you can reform your perspective of what you're going to do next. So my desire is to have us have, at least for the time we're here together, an open mind about what's happening in your world and your sphere of influence. When I first started out in business, and some of you have heard this story before, I was intimidated by the people that I met. I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to buy their insurance. I don't want to have to buy their product or your service. I'll go broke. There's no way I can do this. And then I came to a very basic formula. And many people have not even gotten there yet. It took me about 30 years to come to it. And that formula is that everyone that I meet has an expertise and has a need. And by finding out what that expertise and that need is, I can be open to filling that need. Even a baby, they're great at crying, they're great at pooping. Their need is to be changed and to be fed. Obviously, everyone has an expertise and a need. When I go with the attitude, are they the one? And I go with the attitude, what are you great at? What do you need? And I'm able to find people either to fulfill the need or to actually be doing the same thing, which that usually gags most people. Well, we're competing. You're not competing. You're not competing at all unless you're selling the same product or the same jewelry or whatever it is. So when an open mind, when they're going in the same direction, amen, let's do it together. And that's the joy of collaboration. And that's what I literally do in my business. Though I would like to do today is to see how open minded you are and to really have you look at who you know. So it takes a while to get people into that wavelength. It's not, and probably most of you are in an in service framework in your brain, or you wouldn't be here, probably. I'm just guessing because I don't know about two of you, maybe three if I stretch it. But the point is, if you have an open mind and are curious and not judgmental, oh, we are so close to the one. We are so close to the one. So I would like you to think a moment, and with any luck, you've been taking some notes as we've gone along. And I want you to write on a piece of paper very thoughtfully. Actually, you'll eventually put it on a chat. Why you're here. One sentence. Why are you here on this planet? Now that's quite a task, is to be able to say in one sentence. But if you can't do it in one sentence, we got trouble here, ladies and gentlemen. You should be able to say why you are here. And I mean planet. I don't mean at this hour, spirit of the game. Write down why you are here. One sentence. Nice, Judy. Please put that in the chat when you have it figured out. Nice. Nice. I won't be mean. The concept, if it's only one of you know why you're here, we're in trouble. Right. Right. Ah, nice, Julius. Good. Nice. Nice. We are waiting. We are waiting. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Good, Nancy. Cool. 2, 3, 4. And we have a few more people on this. Simonetta doesn't have her thing there, so she maybe's not even here. Dr. Pamela, be sure we hear from you. Michelle, good. I'm not buying that. Pamela, what is it impact you want to make? Okay, we're getting closer. Think a little deeper. Some of you haven't put anything in there yet. Manuela, did I see anything from you?
Yes,
No.
I think you
Yes, you
missed it.
did. A world with love and belonging. You're absolutely
I'm
right.
here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're getting close. Since we have 11, and I don't think everybody's here. I don't know if Pamela's here, Dr. Pamela. All right, now that you've said why you're here, I would also like to know very specifically in one sentence what is needed to accomplish why you're here. What is needed to accomplish why you're here? Now, I've said my purpose and expertise is being the bridge between action-driven people so they accomplish their mutual vision. And my other is when people understand the value of the open mind to tell me who they want, I can give them their best fit. So add to your first sentence, right, for my arrival on Earth. Interesting, Julius. Want to make impact not only in Kenya, but also in Africa. Teamwork. Okay, and those are the things that why you were here, relating with like-minded people. Well, Dr. Pamela, I think we can do better as to far as your reason for being here. What is it that you really want? Others in collaboration, Manuela. Okay, okay. So if what is it needs to be done to accomplish that? Okay, teamwork. Olive says teamwork. Manuela says collaboration. Absolutely. To create a world in which all people love their lives. Our partnerships with like-minded leaders and worldwide. Okay. What's needed to create patience, persistence, clearly communicating the full vision of our endeavor. Amen, Julius. Amen. Genuine sharing. Absolutely genuine sharing. Oh, that was Trent. Sorry. Okay, we give Trent credit for that one then. You know, you guys are so crazy. You use the same thing. How am I supposed to if you're using the same thing? You get away with a lot. You guys get away with a lot, you little brats. They're male. They think they can get away with all that, huh, ladies? We're going to have to hold them up aside, hit them up against the side of the head and say, do I really know who I'm speaking to? Look at the chat. Now, if you, in fact, were following, and I can account for probably most of you because I can see your faces. If you're open and you were following about why you're here and what needs to happen to make it happen, look at the others. Look at what other people have said. Can you relate to your path and theirs? Can you relate to your path and theirs? Michelle, did we hear from you? I don't see Michelle.
I'm on there.
Are you? Okay,
I
she just
am.
haven't gone up. Okay. Okay, we're gonna put in the chat. Yes, I'm over here. How about topics on hybrid? Oh, I got too far up. I went too far up. Come on, go on down. Oh yeah, scroll bars would help. Okay, put you. I like to the great experts. Come on, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. Okay, so what I want you to do is to look and see what is common with what you're doing. Who is common? Patience, persistence, communicating, obviously, whoever that Julius is, the full vision of our endeavor. Create a world in which all people love their lives, our partnerships with like minds, like-hearted thought leaders, and change agents worldwide. Amen. Understand what chapter a person is writing in their book. Nice. And if it's not being written as planned, that's interesting. Others in collaboration, genuine sharing, absolutely genuine sharing. So what I'm finding is that people often give lip service to what's happening in their world and they don't pay attention to connecting the dots. As a child, and even now, because I work with Footsteps to Brilliance, but even as a child, I liked the game of Connect. And that was you give me this and this and this and this, and it relates to this. Oh, good. That works. Ooh, that works. That works. Because I listen to needs. I'm open-minded to what people's needs are. And when I find that out, then my little database brain goes into, oh, who else is doing that? Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. They need to know each other. It's about that simple. However, I'm finding that other people don't do that. They spend time on the same page, period. They don't look to other people that could be on that page. So I would like you at this point, goody, we got 20 minutes. I love this. I love it, even when I took up time. Okay, now, I do not really know, especially Dr. Pamela, I don't know anything about you. I would love to find out where people can begin to work together. Now, very briefly, Judy, tell me what your business is.
It's workplace culture transformation on a digital platform that is scalable.
Okay, so workplace transition, so HR type of activities and empowerment and all that kind of stuff, but it's mostly through a digital platform. Is that what I'm hearing?
I wouldn't say it's HR, but it's bringing culture transformation in a
Culture.
particular culture model.
Yeah.
In a scalable, sustainable way.
Okay. So people that would be of interest to you would be, and that's the alliance field that I play in all my life, someone who sees, if you're working specifically to get into corporate America, to be able to help them transform and scale their businesses through common goals and common interaction. Is that correct?
No, I'm not helping them
Um,
scale their business. I'm helping them scale a particular culture model within their organizations.
Culture model. Interesting. Okay, I got you now. All right. So you're still looking for the corporate environment, right? And that's who you
Well,
want to work.
we do corporate, nonprofit, education, government. What I'm really looking for are those like-minded, like-hearted thought leaders, partners, like Trent
Ah,
and
thought
Manuela
leaders.
and Spirit of the
Okay.
Game, who fit those psychographics that I put on the chat.
Okay. So thought leaders. Okay. Those people that can come in as you do, but in a different perspective and work in the culture.
What mine is to bring our culture system to others that want a culture system that's already been built and proven, and plug it in and be oversight consultants to it, and to be revenue sharing partners with it.
Okay.
That makes sense?
So who would you want to bring in with you to that corporate environment? Is there someone that might want to, other than culture, is there someone who would possibly address the needs in the corporate environment other than that, that could team up with you? Who would that be? What kind
Yeah,
of business?
that might be people that are doing agile transformation or digital transformation. Could be people that are doing mental health and wellness initiatives.
Ah, yes, mental
Could be
health.
people that are doing diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives,
Yes,
because
diversity.
they're
Beautiful.
like-minded, like-hearted generally.
Got it. Okay, Manuela, you paying attention? Yes, pay
Of
attention,
course,
Manuela.
of
Of
course, I'm
course.
here. I'm paying full
Okay.
attention.
Okay. So,
Myself too paying attention to that.
yeah, exactly. Absolutely, ladies. See, when I get down to the level of who would be the best part of your puzzle so that you can go to the corporate environment together, now you are building alliance teams, okay? And that's what I do in LinkedIn. So I need to, and as soon as I get the clear message as to who would be that other person that could partner with you, all I do is clearly say that to LinkedIn and they go, I've got you everywhere but spades. I've got you everywhere. And they give you all these wonderful people. So when you can open your mind to who else would be the player with you, Now we have collaboration and alliance teams, and that's why we have spirit of the game. Okay, Judy, took me a few minutes, but I think we have that concept. And Manuela has a different way of approaching corporate. So that would be another team member. So why not, instead of giving them the apple, why not give them the applesauce? Because now we've got this and this and this together, and now they can have a whole meal. You know what I mean? So, okay, I did not under Judy. Are you ready, Michelle?
I'm ready. I had a feeling I was next.
Uh, Michelle, would you enlighten us as to what your business is?
Well, two-parted. My business here is I had connected with Trent on LinkedIn, trying to get a little better understanding of the Spirit of the Games network, about potentially joining the team. And I would say this has been incredibly enlightening just as a professional development standpoint. My current position is I'm an executive director here at the Maryland Department of Health. That is where I am sitting. And I would say I take a lot of pride in trying to be a very understanding leader with empathy and understanding. And I really try to echo that through this building as well. And I think that's incredibly important. You can't lead people who don't trust you and don't understand you. And I take it very personal. So everything I've learned here today, I think is invaluable. And I thank you, Trent, for inviting me to this.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So glad to have you here. So with a general title of Department of Health, God can only imagine all the wonderful things that you need to be part of which we are already embarking upon mental health,
Mhm.
which as far as I'm concerned is almost as core and needed as literacy. I mean, you know, it's it's huge, absolutely huge. And my guess is that the more people, and if talking about teams, you got to have teams to bring in what you need to get that message delivered. So my guess also would be that you have been or are focusing on getting part of your teams. What kind of people would be good for you to build that health department in Maryland?
Yeah, I'd say my focus was primarily COVID. And I say that was a very dynamic time. And I think you really nailed it about bringing mental health to the forefront. I think if there was anything positive that came from COVID, it was bringing mental health to the forefront. But I'd say as far as people that I need on my team, I need people that are understanding, but B, are flexible. There's a lot of different hats that are worn in this department. I mean, I do COVID, but I also do some stuff with the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. So there's definitely multifaceted needs for team members. And you can really, by talking to people and understanding them, you can really isolate those standouts, those stars. And I really like to not latch onto them, but empower them. Sometimes maybe even be a little bit vague in what I want from them, just to see how they, do their thought process, see what they come up with, because it might even be a better idea than what I had. So I also like forward thinkers and imaginative team members as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, ladies and gentlemen, think of all the people that could make her life a lot easier. Coaches, therapists, all different types. I don't know what she's open to, but let's face it, Spirit of the Game has them all. It's a matter of bringing clarity to exactly who might help in that area. Again, I would bring on something. Trent's not here, but I'll just kind of, maybe he is. I don't know where he is. I don't know who he is anymore. Are you there? You there? The point is that it's impact. It's not only can we work together, is there going to be a greater impact by who you bring with you and who we have for you? So you're saying that you need to fulfill this puzzle box so that the picture on the top, I always like to tell people, I can see the picture on the top. You can't. I have to see you as a little pieces inside. So in your case, you have the picture on the top for your wellness, for your state. We have the pieces. So it's a matter of being totally clear as to who you want and making sure we know about it so that you can have an open mind. And who you know would help us. So you
Mhm.
see, it's very reciprocal. That's great. And Dr. Pamela, are you there?
Yes, yes, I
I
am here.
am.
Pamela, Dr. Pamela, can you share just for a
Okay,
moment?
okay. No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, tell us a little about what your focus is in life.
Okay. I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya. I am a counseling psychologist.
Ah, wonderful.
And dealing basically with the communities, trying to bring to the fore the importance of mental health
Mhm.
and being able, especially at this time, having come from the space of basically looking at the issues, cross-cutting issues like HIV, alcohol and drug abuse and the like, to now mental health, and more so now focusing on communities, trying to bring the nexus between climate-related disasters and
Oh boy.
mental health,
Ooh, ouch.
considering that they are such on an increase in terms of frequency and severity. Africa is faced with a big challenge of extreme weather events,
Yeah.
and therefore creating a very vulnerable population.
Yeah.
And looking at the bit of mental health is left out in the responses. So this is the space that I occupy at this time to try and bring it to the knowledge of the people, the policymakers, the response teams, on the importance of integrating mental health in climate-related emergencies, so
Yes,
that we are
yes.
looking at an holistic person
Yeah.
to the populations that are really affected.
Wonderful.
That is my space.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I'm sure that we have people here that might be of assistance in the mental health area.
Yeah.
And we also have the climate change if Dr. Geetha is here. So between the two, and I don't know what Ashley does yet, we'll work on her in a minute to figure out what she has to do with all of this. However, as I said, mental health is what we're talking about here. And Dr. Pamela has the severe of what's happening all over Africa. And respect you for being here and sharing that. So, Dr. Pamela, would that be you need people to help coach? You need therapists? Who would be great to have on your team? Unmute, 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 unmute.
Okay. I want to see people that can advocate on this. Advocacy is very necessary at this time, because when you look at the climate policies, the strategic plans that many nations have,
Yeah.
they leave out that bit of mental health, or when they look at health, they are looking at the physical health, where basically it's providing medication for the physical illnesses.
Yeah.
But advocacy of inclusion of mental health in climate-related policy and frameworks is the place that I would need a lot of support right now, because we do not have policies that speak to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Dr. Pamela, do me a favor and be sure you get the contact information for Dr. Geetha and of course Manuela.
Okay.
And those two are going to help you to bring together some of those thoughts because of their expertise in that area. Maybe
Sure.
it's a matter of a virtual workshop. It could be perhaps documentation that's already set up. And I'm sure they know a lot of people that might also be able to bring that in. So be sure that all of you have your contact information in the chat, so that Dr. Pamela might be able to work with you. Um, and Ashley, I'm not forgetting you. We have another 5 minutes.
Hi,
Tell me a
everyone.
little bit about what you're doing and who you are.
My name is Ashley Hardcastle. I'm the CEO, co-founder of Zessa Wellness alongside Dr. Maitri Vaidya, if you're familiar with her. And I'm sorry that I'm late joining you all today, but I am here to facilitate a meditation at the end of today's.
Oh, you're going to be the
That is
last
my
one.
primary purpose
Okay.
of being here. But just the last, 10 minutes listening, I wish that I would have been able to be here all day with you all. I can tell it's
Well, we've
fruitful,
got a whole
exciting
week
stuff
coming up,
happening.
lady. You don't have any loss here. I mean, there's some loss, but don't worry. So your wellness is more of a mental wellness and to keep us in the mind of peace as well as self-care and
Yes,
wellness.
yes.
Beautiful. And who would you like to have on your team the next quarter?
Everybody. No, we're expanding now and looking for other facilitators to help facilitate mindfulness and meditation and mental fitness activities. So if anyone's looking to expand in that area, I'd love to hear from you.
Good. Well, I'm going to put something in the chat. It'll take me a minute to put it all in there. I also have a group myself, the Excitement of Awareness Wellness Focused Group. And they are all spiritual spiritual coaches as well as wellness coaches and that type of a thing. So I'll put the information in the chat because I think that might be interesting to you.
And we
So
create courses and for professional development, as well as like continuing medical education. So we're all over the board of working with individuals as well as corporations, healthcare facilities, you name it. We're really trying to bring in the people's ability to self-soothe, if you will, to get some resilience and increase that, response to stress and live a better, happier, healthier life.
beautiful, beautiful. Well, I think that before I put this in the chat, and hopefully you won't leave because I can't do both at the same time like chewing gum. And the point is that I hope that what you have seen here is with an open mind. Do you see what we did?
Mhm.
We looked to see what you need, who you need, who would fulfill that alliance team, what would make your impact even more. So as we did the simple task of looking for people to be on your path, Trent, I'm sure would say, sure, they can be on your path. Sure, you can go ahead and do this and that. But what real impact is that having? So it's not just to do it, but what's going to be lasting? Is that really going to be something like, well, I paid my $10 this month to give somebody food? No. What is going to be the impact and lasting effect of you working with them? Now, obviously in Kenya, it's called life. These people might be able to live till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious that that will make a huge impact. And so I want you to think of the people that you now relate to, hopefully during this week and hopefully beyond here, to be. I love and many of you have heard this, one of my very favorite quotes that I'll leave you with from Gary Spence is to be open to wonder rather than closed by belief. Thank you. I think we're now into Ashley, unless Mr. Trent wants to introduce her.
I don't know Ashley well enough to introduce her, but I will let the person who brought her to this room introduce her after I, just tidy up a few things. As you can see in my background, I might need to pin myself so that you can see that. This is, as you mentioned, day one of our Impact is for Everyone Global Conference, and we are almost at the end of day one, but definitely looking forward to, I think, maybe saving the best for last with a nice meditation session to close out the evening. It'll definitely be helping me to relax my brain so that I can get to sleep after all of these amazing connections that were made today. And for those of you in the U.S. Or other parts of the world where it's not nighttime yet, I'm sure that this also will help you to come out of this event with a clearer focus on all of the potentials that you heard about.
Email messages to another.
Okay. So tomorrow we have the Impactful Business Network, where we will be covering all four of our sub networks, which includes the Impactful Investors Network, the Impactful Coaches and Consultants Network, the Impactful Small Business Network, and going back to the theme of last hour, the Impactful Enterprise or Corporate Network. On Wednesday, we are turning the floor over to our amazing and rapidly expanding America's team. They get the entire day for America Community Dialogue Day. So really looking forward to all of the different topics that they are covering. On Thursday, we're bringing it back here to Europe, where we will be talking about European Community Dialogue Day. And on Friday, we wrap up our week with the Africa Community Dialogue Day. But just so everybody knows, we will have another major event for this fall that I don't even want to talk about it yet because it's even blowing my mind, some of these potentials. But we might even have a round two of this global conference because our Asia team started coming out of the woodwork when they saw that they weren't included here, and we're like, "Hey, we only had 5 days in the week, and you guys haven't been super active." Like, "Oh, well, we'll get active." And our climate and sustainability team, the same thing, and our youth leadership team's like, "Where's our day?" So we've got a lot of different people in the Spirit of the Game network that are basically coming out and being like, "Hey, this is great. When is it our turn?" So we might not wait till the fall for round two of this, but definitely coming up. And probably we're aiming for the first couple weeks of October, but it could be a little bit earlier or later into the fall for the fall edition of the Impact is for Everyone Global Conference. But we still have 4 days to go for this one and another, I think, 24 hours of programming. So that's it from my side today. I just wanted to really thank all of our speakers and our moderators and our guests. It was very, very engaging and just one wonderful day. Thank you, everybody. Jackie, any last words on your segment before we switch the recording off?
Well, I must be missing something. Is Ashley going to be doing something?
Yes. Ashley, do you want your session recorded? But
Oh, that's fine. I'm happy to do this. Yeah, you can
okay,
do
we are changing for each segment. So
Okay.
Julius, are you ready to flip us over?
Yeah, sure.
All righty. All right. Well, this.
Ashley.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and Julius, you can turn off the recording. Thanks everybody for participating in Who Do You Know, and thank you, Jackie, for that wonderful moderation.
And feel free if you want to record this, I'm happy with that as well. So feel free to do that.
Red Hawk Ventures.